I'm excited to introduce to you the Monta Noble. It's a Swiss-made classic beauty. And the first thing you'll notice is the in-the-hand feel. It does give you a high impression of quality, and they do have a couple different colors. They got the blue, the anthracite, which seems to be a fan favorite. This one is Opalin Silver. It has such an interesting look to it because it has a little bit of pearlescence, but overall it's a matte dial. It's just fantastic, and I'm a big fan of this colorway. Now, the type of person that would buy a Monta, they appreciate finishing. And the Monta does not disappoint. I would put them right up there near Oris's level of finishing. It's very clean inside. Indices are perfect. Little bit of specks on the hands. Sapphire is pretty good as well on the underside, but it's difficult to tell on a white dial, but I did my best. And the excellent finishing is not just on the dial and hands. Let's take a look at the case. We have satiny smooth horizontal brushing on the sides of the case with a gorgeous high polished chamfer that runs completely around the case. So on the top of the mid case, on top of those lugs down to the tip, and it even circles back around the bottom edge of the case. So there's no hot spots, everything is round. The watch is buttery smooth and streamlined. We got excellent brushing on the top of the lugs, and even the way they did the high polish on the inside of the lugs, that is a nice touch. So it looks like the case is completely outlined in high polish. We also have a high polish bezel with a slight taper leading up to that gorgeous beveled sapphire crystal that sticks out about a mil, which I love. I love when the crystal sticks out. I would have even preferred the crystal to stick out a little bit more. Just to give it more of a jewel-like effect. But this is a sports watch. The crown is 5.5 millimeters with coarse knurling, and it's shaped like a royal crown or a cupcake, and it's signed with the Monta logo, but more importantly, it works perfectly every time. It's got a clutch system, very smooth. I never had any issues with it sticking. It was just perfect. When you pull the crown out in its furthest position, there is a little bit of play, which I did not notice on the SkyQuest. It's not a big deal, but it's something I always check on watches. Now let's do the measurements. I got 38.4 millimeters in diameter. Secret measurement, 32 millimeters. So that's the sapphire and the dial. We have a thickness of 9.7. Amazing. We got no drilled lugs and a lug to lug of 47.5. So excellent proportions for many different wrist sizes. I would love to see the Noble in a 36 millimeter. Give the Black Bay 36 some competition, maybe the Explorer as well. It seems like the watch world is trending downwards in size, so that would be something I would love to see. Now, the star of the show, the bracelet. Usually when I say the star of the show, 9 times out of 10, that's the dial, and we go and we talk about the dial. But on this watch, it's the bracelet. We got 20 millimeters tapering down to 16. It's a true 3-piece oyster. Every link is articulating, completely brushed except the edges. The edges have a high polished chamfer on the outside and on the inside. So what does that mean? It means you get an extremely comfortable, buttery, soft experience on the wrist. Of course, it's female end links because there's no other way. And we got a brushed clasp with high polished chamfers on the side, high polished fold over with the Monta logo, and you just lift it, no buttons. The bracelet uses screwed links and has 2 half links and 3 micro adjustments. Now that's a solid click. Ooh, satisfying. So this quick adjust is toolless. You just pull down and it unlocks, and then you can move it 3 different positions. And let me just say, once you get used to quick adjust, you can never go back. Let's say you go into the gym with your watch, you take it off, you put it in your locker. After you're done, your wrist has swelled, and then the bracelet is so uncomfortable. But with the ability to just increase the size by 1 micro adjustment, makes all the difference in the world. It's a game changer, and this bracelet kills the Black Bay 36, the one with the smile dial, which retails for about 750 USD. And it had no quick adjust, almost no articulation, no half links. So just to give you some perspective on maybe the value that this bracelet brings. So this watch is a sapphire sandwich, top and bottom, and the bottom gives us a sneak peek at the custom Monta rotor on the SW300, but I would love to see the top grade decorated blued screws because that's the version Formex uses on the Formex Reef for basically the same price. Now, I didn't actually mention the price, so what is that price? This one comes in at $17.95 USD. And you may be thinking that's high, but you're paying for the finish. And when I compare it next to the Formex, the Monta comes out on top when it comes to the finishing on the hands and the bracelet. The indices, I'm gonna say it's a wash. We can also compare this watch to the new King Seikos, the 37mm. They're $1,700 and they have the 6R, and the finishing, the Monta destroys it. Okay, the dustiness of the inside of those King Seikos was terrible. And then we got the Tag Carrera 39mm, $2,500 USD, and the movement is based on the SW200, a lower tier movement that you're paying more for. No thank you. And I guess Oris Big Crown pointer date with the bracelet, $2,150 USD. Again, SW200 lower tier movement. So those are the watches in its price range, and the Monta beats all of them. But what if we go higher? Let's go Aquaterra, $6,300 USD. So about 3.5 times more, almost 4x. That's the 38mm, but you are getting, of course, the coaxial in-house movement at a lower beat, 25.2, I believe. So when you look at it against the Aquaterra, now it kind of seems like a bargain, right? Now let's check out the lume. We got Swiss Super Luminova BGW9 with that blue glow. BGW9 does not have that high intensity C3X1 green lume has, but it does last a long time. Dimmer, but a really long time. So if you wake up in the middle of the night, just put it really close to your face, you're gonna easily be able to see the time. Powering the Noble is Monta's M22 caliber based on the Sellita SW300-2. It's a 25 joule, 28.8 VPH hack hand wind automatic with 42 hours of power reserve. Perfect beat air, powerful amplitude at 276. Now let's look at the rate. We got 14, 6, 5, and the fourth and final round plus 5. Let's do 12 down to see that positional variance and how does this watch actually perform when you wear it. We got perfect beat air, a drop in amplitude, we're at 240 now, but let's check out the rate. We got plus 8, plus 6, plus 7, and the fourth and final round plus 7. When I was wearing the watch, my on the wrist performance was 6 seconds a day. So that's as good as Kosk. Is the Noble actually noble, meaning a higher rank, above the rest? I would love to hear your thoughts down below, and if you liked this video, then you will love the 2 videos I have for you on the right of your screen right now. And I'll see you in the next one.